Welcome everyone. I'm going to share a small story today about some of my students. I have amazing students. I have been teaching for about 20 years. Are you amazing students? Do you have amazing stories? I think so. You maybe don't think so, but my students have amazing stories. I want to share one of those stories with you today. And his name is Haru. And you will see it right here at the top. And the name of his story is the lightning bug. Okay? So let's go ahead and read this story. Now, before we begin, let me just ask you, does anyone know the names of these bugs? Do you know the names? Give me some English. Who has really good English? Anyone? What's the name of some of these bugs? I don't know. Guess. What do you think? Anyone? Yeah, what do you think?
Beetle.
Could be a beetle. It's good. Anyone else? A potato beetle. What's the name of the story? Lightning bug. One of these is a lightning bug. Which one? We will talk. All right, let's read the story. Japan is homogeneous. Japan is homogeneous. This is a word I did not learn until many months after visiting the United States. But I felt the power of the word as soon as I moved here. Okay, what does this word mean? Japan is homogeneous. Did Haru understand the word? He doesn't understand the word. But he felt the power of the word. He didn't understand the word, but he felt the word. Let's go ahead and talk about homogeneous. Okay? All right. Everyone, please repeat after me. Homogeneous.
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 Oh, there's two pronunciations. Some people say homogeneous, and they will spell it with an extra E here. So you will see it spelled two different ways. I'm sorry, English is terrible. Is it very hard? English can be very hard, right? Homogeneous or homogeneous. Oh. Let's say homogeneous today, okay? So, Haru says that Japan is homogeneous. What does it mean? Of the same kind, alike, similar. Okay? Let's look at this. Homogeneous. What does it mean? Everybody's the same kind here? The same penguin. Right? The same penguin. Homogeneous. Right? The same what? The same tree. Okay. And here, of course, we're talking about people. And here you have homogeneous. Oh, here's another word. Please repeat after me. Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
One more time. Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
Good. Very good. What does heterogeneous mean? Okay, right. This is the same, and this is different. Now, of course, Japan is not homogeneous. There's many different kinds of people, many different kinds of food, many different kinds of... Have you been to Japan? How many people? Somebody from Japan? A wonderful place. Many different kinds of things. But Haru feels homogeneous. Let's find out why. Okay, let's keep reading. Homogeneous means being of the same type or group. It means fitting in. It means how I did not feel when I came here to the United States. I remember not even knowing how to order French fries, because the phrase we use in Japan is fried potatoes. Okay. I thought that it was what Americans would call them, because I knew the phrase was in English. The phrase is in English, but what do Americans call fried potatoes?
French fries.
We call them French fries. Which one is better? Which one is better? Well, I like fried potatoes because it's fried and it's potatoes. It's very logical, very reasonable. French, why is it French? There's no French. It's American. But French is the style, the cut, very thin, is called French style. That's why Americans call them French fries. English. Okay. So, let's keep reading. I remember wondering why the cashier did not understand me. I saw fried potatoes everywhere. Yet when I told her what I wanted them, she just stared at me. Was it my accent? Was it my color? Right? So he goes up and he says, what does he say? Fried potatoes. What does the cashier do? What are you talking about? And he's like, fried potatoes! They're everywhere! Please, I want some fried potatoes. Oh, French fries. Okay? This is a big problem. So he feels different, right? We were talking about that in the other story. He feels different. In Japan, he feels what? What's the word? Homogeneous. Very good. He feels, it's the same culture, same people, same food. I am safe, I am happy. Now I'm in the United States. I cannot order food. That's sad, right? Have you ever felt this before?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, I want to go home. You feel different. Okay, let's keep talking. This is a strange feeling coming from Japan. In Japan, there are very few minorities. There I am the majority. People dress like me, they eat like me, people dress like me, they eat like me. What does he say? They are me. Right? They're like me. People dress like me, they eat like me, they are me. Right? In Japan, I feel safe. Okay, let's keep talking. White is exotic. Black is exotic. Only Japanese is normal. And now in the United States, I was exotic. So here's a picture of some French fries. Fried potatoes. All right. Exotic. Let's talk about the word exotic. What does it mean? What is exotic for Haru? What does exotic mean? Something from another country, from far away, right? And for Haru, exotic in Japan, what color is exotic? Black. White. That is exotic. In the United States, what is exotic? Haru. Right? Now, Haru feels exotic, and that's a weird feeling. Right? That's a weird feeling. I went to Venezuela, and in Venezuela, they thought, wow, he's American, he's different, he's exotic. And I thought, oh, I'm exotic. Thank you. Because in the United States, I am boring, right? I am everyone. I am homogenous. Right. Okay, let's keep talking. Back in Japan, my older sister was at her desk. He's going to tell another story. Back in Japan, my older sister was at her desk studying for a college entrance examination, and something flew into her sight. At first, she didn't recognize what it was. It was a bug that was black, tiny, and moving slowly. She quickly learned that it was a lightning bug because the bugs behind lit up. She was so happy to see it that she kept it as a pet in her glass, in a glass. The very day after, she was also studying at her desk when a black tiny bug flew into her sight. As she reached to grab it, she realized that the bug on her desk was a cockroach. What's a cockroach? You guys know what a cockroach is? So what did she do? What did she do? As she reached to grab it, she realized that the bug on her desk was a cockroach. Upon seeing that, she screamed very loudly and then, without mercy or a second thought, killed it. Quickly. What a difference a lightning bug and a cockroach were for her. Two bugs, different. Are they different? Let me show you one more time. By the way, exotic here, it depends where you are from. I am from California. Grapes are common, not exotic. But this fruit right here, very exotic. Kiwi, exotic. Pineapple, exotic. If you live in Hawaii, maybe grapes are exotic. It depends where you are from, right? It depends where you are from. Well, let's go ahead and look at this again. Which one is the cockroach? Which one is the lightning bug? How many people, please raise your hand, cockroach? How many people, raise your hand, cockroach? This is a lightning bug. This is a cockroach. Interesting, right? Are they different?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very different? Oh, I don't know. Let's keep reading. Let's finish this story, okay? All right. And so I learned that there are two kinds of ways to look at people also. So, two ways to look at people. Two ways to look at bugs. Ah, lightning bug, I love you. I put you in a jar. You are my pet. Ah! Right? I kill you, disgusting bug. Right? Two different ways. Now there are two ways to look at people also. Let's read it. I will call it good exotic and bad exotic. For example, when I walk into a math class, immediately students wanted to sit next to me. And at least two people asked for my number on the first day. It did not take long to realize that Americans had a positive stereotype about Asians in science and math classes. Do you guys know what a stereotype is? A positive belief, a positive understanding, a superficial understanding about a group or a people. So, what's the stereotype for Asian? It's positive. What does he say? Asians are good at what?
Science.
Asians are always good at science and math. True? You are Asian, you are good at math. True? Always? No?
To some extent.
To some extent, maybe yes. Right? It's a stereotype. It can be generally true. Right? Japan's scores against American scores for math are very different. But some Americans are good at math, and some Japanese are bad at math. Is there somebody here Japanese who's bad at math? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everyone here is good at math, right? Okay, let's keep talking. On the other hand, when I went to a dance club, it was almost impossible for me to get the courage to ask an American girl to dance. Although I had my American roommate there to encourage me, I felt like I was foreign, even ugly. This is a big problem. How does Hadu feel? Yeah, that's really interesting. He goes to a math class, everyone's like, oh, Hadu, can I have your phone number? You are my friend. Now he goes to a dance. How does he feel? Imperfect, strange, maybe even ugly. That's so sad. That's so sad. Let's keep reading. Perhaps this is not true. I do not mean to offend, and perhaps it is my own fear of feeling different. I simply don't look like that so blue-eyes boy as he glides across the floor. I look like me. Oh, this is a very sad sentence for me. He looks at the boy with blue eyes, maybe blonde hair. He's smiling. And what does Hadu feel? I don't look like Tom Cruise. I don't look like Brad Pitt. I look like Hadu, right? And this makes him uncomfortable and maybe afraid. Have you guys ever been afraid coming to the United States? Has there been some times when you feel afraid and you feel different? And maybe different can be good, and sometimes different feels very bad, right? And that is what he is feeling right now. Let's finish the story. I have to decide if, even though I do not look like him, that I am also something and someone who these girls will dance with. There are many Japanese stories that reminded me to be brave. And I decided to be brave. I walked to a group of girls and said in my broken English, perfect English? No, it's broken. It's not perfect English. I go to the girls. Hi, girls. What does he want to say? Will you dance with me, right? And he asks in his broken English if anyone would like to dance. One girl turned away, not just with her eyes, but with her body. Another looked at her friend, and both began speaking as if I were not there. But the fourth girl said yes. I could not help smiling. Four girls. So he talks to the first girl. What does she do? Oh, that's good. Perfect. Thank you. No. What does the second and third girl do? What do? Let's talk to each other. They ignore him. And what does the fourth girl do? She says yes. Right? And Hadu could not help smiling. Here is the end of his story, which I love. I love the end of his story. This is what it says. So I think that on days that we are not homogeneous, that's our key word, we must make a decision. When we meet those who are different from us, are we cockroaches or lightning bugs? And I think it is our own choice. It is something we must believe about ourselves. What do you think? Do you agree with Hadu? It's something I need to believe. Oh, I feel ugly. I feel brave. People will like me. I am different. It's good. Good exotic, not bad exotic. Here's my favorite line. It's the last sentence. As for me, I choose to glow. What does he mean? Haru says, as for me, I choose to glow. What does that mean? He wants to shine. Very good. He wants to show the world he's not afraid. Maybe you are a little bit afraid sometimes, right? Maybe you are a little afraid sometimes. I want to give you just a couple minutes, okay? And my question is, how do you glow? What do you need to do for you to glow? Okay? So I'll go ahead and let you think about that, and we'll talk about that, and our reading for today is over. Thank you.